We do have a major update. Remember the story we brought you about the housekeeper who was fatally shot? There's an arrest that has been made. Put up the picture full mass. This is a very sad story. So a man fatally shot a housekeeper, has been arrested and charged. In Indiana, if you recall, Maria Florinda Rios Perez de Velasquez, a woman working as a house cleaner, attempted to provide a service to the wrong home. She was simply knocking on the wrong door. She was shot and killed by the homeowner because of that. She was only 32 years of age. She was a mother of 4. At the house, as you can see, the bullet hole is still visible through the door. This is a big part of the story. I highlighted this in the first presentation. Velasquez was heading to a private residence alongside her husband to clean a home in Whitestown, Indiana. On the morning of Wednesday, November 5th, she tried to open the door using a key and was promptly shot in the head. Her brother, Rudy, told NBC News. Velasquez then, quote, fell into the arms of her husband. She was 32 and an immigrant from Guatemala. Quote, it's so unjust. She was only trying to bring home the daily bread to support her family. She accidentally went to the wrong house, but he should not, have taken her life. He definitely didn't have to do that. I'll put him up. His name is Curt Andersen. Curt has been charged with voluntary manslaughter for fatally shooting Velasquez. Prosecutors announced this yesterday, 2 weeks after the shooting. The suspect has been booked into the Boone County Jail on a no-bond hold, will appear in court at some point this week. Prosecutors said, the Boone County prosecutor, Kent Eastwood, said the decision to file the charge follows a, quote, comprehensive examination in which his office determined Andersen's actions did not fall under the legal protections provided by the Indiana Stand Your Ground law. Now, when I first brought you this story, I highlighted the fact that entry obviously was not made. Because if entry to the premises was made, you don't have a bullet hole through the door. And if entry to the premises, if the individual is inside of your home, your stand your ground statutory dynamic in that state is damn near absolute when the person is inside of your house. The de-escalation requirement goes out the door. Now, quote, it is our contention, according to the prosecutors, that the person did not have a reasonable belief that that type of force was necessary, given all the facts that he had at the time. Eastwood said this during the briefing on Monday. Officers responded to a 911 call reporting a possible home invasion shortly before 7 a.m., found the woman dead on the front porch of the residence with a gunshot wound. The gun had been fired from inside by a resident of the home, police said. A responding police officer saw a bullet hole in the front door of the residence, according to the probable cause affidavit. So police later determined the woman was part of a cleaning crew that had mistakenly arrived at the wrong home, and that, quote, the facts gathered do not support that a home invasion occurred. Eastwood said his office started a review of the case on November 10th, following a, quote, thorough and professional police investigation, which included taped witness statements and crime scene diagrams. The prosecutor said he has received words of support from people who said they were praying for him, quote, because we know you have a difficult decision to make. He says, honestly, it wasn't. It wasn't. He said, I hate to sound cavalier about this, but it wasn't a hard decision, end quote. Hats off to the prosecutor because the law is clear. No entry was made. There is no actual threat. Shooting someone through your door and putting a bullet in their head for being at the wrong house cannot become precedent in the United States of America. So while he may have a difficult job ahead of him due to the politics of it all, his decision, his moral, ethical, and legal judgment is clear. Put him up. You have 4 children without a mother. You have a husband without a wife. Her husband, who cleaned houses with her, who also witnessed her death, told NBC News, quote, "It's not easy. Now, if you want to send prayers to someone, send them to him. Send them to the children." That is who it will not be easy for. It's not easy at the moment of seeing my wife in my arms, he says, already lifeless, covered in blood. I felt like they tore everything from me. WRTV reports that out of the 4 children, the youngest is 11 months. Andersen, the homeowner, told police that he woke up due to a, quote, commotion at his front door that sounded like someone was trying to get inside, according to the affidavit. He said he saw 2 people at the front of the door and thought they were breaking into his home. So he went to retrieve his gun, according to the affidavit. The victim's husband told police he never heard anyone speak inside the home, just the one shot. And he did not use any force to try to enter the residence or bang on the door, according to the affidavit. When Andersen was informed, the person shot was, in fact, a cleaning woman with her husband who had mistakenly gone to the wrong address. He, quote, became upset and immediately put his head down on the table, according to the affidavit. There's something in the law that eliminates your mens rea requirement, meaning your intent to form a criminal intent before doing the action, because your action is so grossly negligent that your gross negligence is worthy enough to qualify that crime as a crime. And that's basically what this law of manslaughter, or this charge of manslaughter, deals with. It would have been difficult to prove a murder charge, regardless of the degree for that state, because you would have to prove criminal intent to murder. So I do believe the prosecutor got it right. Okay. All right. Sharon, thoughts here.
Well, thank goodness we're not going the Zimmerman route here.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank goodness we're not going to play in our faces and pretend that it's okay to gun down someone with Skittles and a Snapple. Here's the thing. I applaud the prosecutor for following the law and for stating things plainly. They were praying for you, prosecutor, because Black and white Americans know the fix is in. That's why they were praying for you. I have nothing but sadness and love for this incredible family that came here for the American dream and was shown the horror of American violence. I don't know what to believe when it comes to this homeowner, but you laid out the law, Doc. But I will say this. I feel shame that we live in a country where there's such a thirst for snuffing out a life. You had time to go get your weapon, but not time armed with a weapon. You were presumably safe behind the door, but you didn't have time to scream out, "Hey, who's there? Hey, what's going on? I have a gun. Let's just shoot him in the head." Shame. You'd rather snuff out a human being and take away a mother and a wife. America, you better look at your life.
Yeah, that part. We'll bring you updates as they come. Okay.